We're at a TikTok famous place here in the Netherlands, and we think this one might actually be worth it.
Cannot emphasize enough how crazy this place is. This is just like way busier than I thought it was going to be.
A few months ago, we visited the historical open-looked or open-air museum in Arnhem, but apparently there's another place that's chock full of traditional homes and windmills in the Netherlands, and it's only 20 minutes outside of Amsterdam. So today we hopped on the train and headed to Zaanse Schans, a beautiful park that's supposed to showcase the history of the Zaan region of the Netherlands through its beautiful and original green timber buildings and windmills. A lot of windmills. So, is it worth the trip? Or is this just another mediocre 10-euro stroopwafel?
Not sure that the crowd size is coming through, but this might be one of the most touristic things that we've done since moving to the Netherlands. I'm not sure.
I think it's definitely going to be top 3.
Yeah.
That's how I'm feeling right now.
And I'm also not sure that this experience could be more different than the experience that we experienced last week. Here we go.
Good luck making inappropriate jokes today.
Yeah, I think the word is out about this place.
I think the word's been out a while.
Hopefully it's worth it. My gosh.
Doesn't care.
No interest at all whatsoever. We have arrived, and our first stop today is the Zaans Museum, which dives deep into the history of the part of the Netherlands that we're currently in, the Zaan region. Apparently, Albert Heijn Jr. laid one of the foundation stones here at the museum, so definitely gonna have to look for that later.
I think this is a great place to start our day at Zaanse Schans. We're gonna lay the foundation of knowledge similar to how Albert Heijn laid the foundation to this museum.
Albert Heijn Jr.
Albert Heijn Jr., yeah. One of the first things we noticed when we got off the train was the entire neighborhood smelled like cocoa. And evidently there are a ton, or were a ton, of large cocoa producers in the Zaan region.
Does the cocoa smell just linger?
I think there's still one. I mean,
Yeah.
I really think there's a factory like on the walk here
Yeah.
because it smelled so delicious.
Michelle's favorite snack is manufactured here in Zaandam. Yep,
Really?
the biggest nut factory in the Netherlands. We love nuts.
I can get them fresh from the source here.
You can get them fresh from the source at home.
It's
Oh my
true.
God, we did it already.
What do you mean? What?
I made the inappropriate joke. So Claude Monet came to Zaandam, or the Zaan region, in 1871, and he painted no less than 25 paintings of the Zaan region.
And he said that he could spend a lifetime painting here because there was that much to paint.
Did he say that to you specifically?
No, but I read it over there.
Oh, good job. And now we're at the part of the museum that celebrates Michelle's favorite Dutch cookie, Verkade.
The Verkade cookie, the best butter cookie I've ever had. It's so good.
Better than from a local baker, said the commenters.
Wow.
Say no.
No,
Say no.
it's the best grocery store
Okay.
butter cookie I've ever had.
This is the Verkade Experience, and it is, I believe, part of the museum that is sourced from Verkade's corporate collection. And Verkade is a major, like we mentioned, cookie and cracker company here in the Netherlands. So this is talking about the nimble fingers test. Apparently, women that worked at Verkade would have to be tested for nimble fingers by putting discs into these holes within 30 seconds.
Like all of them? That
All
whole
of them.
thing?
Yeah, within 30 seconds.
Oh, I don't know if I could do that.
You could never be a Verkade Meisje.
I couldn't, mostly because of my age, but also
Oh yeah,
my nimble fingers.
yeah.
I think you could work here until you were 30.
Until World War II.
Yeah. So I would have been unemployed for quite some time now.
Michelle, this machine really reminds me of you.
Because it's a cold storage machine?
No,
What?
no, that's not why.
And this is Zaanse Schans. So the name Zaanse Schans originates from Calverskaan, which is a fortification built in 1574 during the 80 Years' War to really protect the entire Zaan region. And later it's evolved into this preservation area with all of these windmills and old homes.
And I believe that this place, the Zaanse Schans, started in 1947, and the intent was to actually have a place where they could preserve all of these historic Zaan-style buildings. Cannot emphasize enough how crazy this place is. This is just like way busier than I thought it was going to be.
Okay, well, we walked by this place and decided to get a drink. This is the Twee Kopingha, or the Two-Headed Phoenix. This is very different than what I was expecting. This is a Polderwandeling, and evidently it's a licoretta, which is a lower alcohol liquor.
It's made with a Zaan blend of herbs and fruits and spices. Oh, it's made with the herbs and spices that you might encounter while strolling through the Zaanse Schans.
It smells really spicy and herbaceous. Like, I'm not getting a lot of the berries or anything from it, but let's try. Oh, wow. That's super pleasant for a liquor. It's really, really sweet and not too like alcohol-y. And it's actually like quite juicy. Like,
wow.
You get a lot more of the berry flavor when you're drinking versus like the herbaceous or the spicy scent when
Very
you're just
dessert-like.
smelling it. I really like this.
Yeah, that actually is really, really good.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you're drinking baby's first liquor.
It is
Yeah.
100%
Liquor for children.
liquor for children.
Yeah.
The Polderwandeling.
Okay, real quick, while we're walking to our first place, we just had an excellent old cheese sandwich at that place, which we didn't film because we didn't think it was going to be special, but it was actually, in fact, quite delicious. And the Stroopwafel place, which is very busy, as you can imagine, they have a Knox Rookworst sandwich on their menu. So, like, I'm actually really impressed by how authentic the food is here.
Our first windmill of the day.
It's sort of a windmill.
Yeah, it's definitely a windmill. It's a miniature windmill that I think would teach children how to use windmills, but I actually think it was functional. So it was like making a very small amount of like cocoa or grain.
The kids yearn for the windmills.
They do. Okay, real quick, we have a big announcement to make. We launched a Patreon.
We'll be posting exclusive videos there almost every week, videos that you won't be able to find on YouTube. So if you've ever been like, I like Buncharted, I wish I had more Buncharted, well, here you go. This is the place for you. You'll get videos like this one where we asked ChatGPT to make fun of us and got some interesting responses. And this one where we found a private movie theater inside of a popular hotel in Rotterdam.
This is by no means an expectation. We'll still be posting videos every week right here on YouTube. And we really appreciate all y'all that watch our videos on YouTube regularly. Patreon is just a place to provide a little bit of extra support, and in exchange, we'll give you more silly vlogs. So yeah, that's patreon.com/Buncharted. Thanks for listening, and thank y'all so much for following along with us on this YouTube journey. Okay, back to Zaanse Schans. This is Albert Heijn's first shop, and it's really well preserved in here. I mean, from what I read, they still have a lot of the items that the original store had, and like the layout and the furnishings are exactly the same, maybe with the exception of that.
Well, it was pretty small. Smaller than the Albert Heijn that we even have by our house, and we live in the city. I can understand why they moved to a bigger store location.
A bigger store location.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about Zaanse Schans. The concept first originated in 1947 to preserve the Zaan style buildings or the timber homes that we're seeing today. And as you walk through the park, you can see the evolution of the homes. The first mill arrived in 1955 and the park opened in 1972. Most of the homes you'll see here date from the 16th century onward. The Zaan region became one of the world's largest timber ports after the invention of the sawmill in 1592.
That's a sawmill, I think.
Is that the sawmill?
The one that you were just talking
OG?
about? I doubt it.
Probably not.
It is a sawmill.
Yeah. This mill used to pump water, but now it presses oil from peanuts. And a nice man stopped us and explained to us that this actually used to be the old Walvis mill. That's pretty cool. They have delicious-
Another bun favorite.
All of my favorite things are here.
Oh, also right here there is a smoked fish stand, which is poppin'. Continuing with the trend of remarkably authentic food here. I kind of want to stop and get some, but I'm saving my appetite for our 3 o'clock dinner today.
I was gonna say, I'm surprised you didn't stop.
Well, there's a huge line.
Yeah.
If there's one thing I hate,
It's lines.
it's lines. The tough thing about Zaanse Schans is that it's only open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. most days, unless it's Friday or Saturday, I think. So like, you really got to take it all in pretty quickly, especially if you're like here for a meal. There's a lot to see. And we're passing 2 more mills on our way to the Zaanse Museum. We're gonna learn about windmills, y'all. We're not just gonna look.
We're gonna
We're
learn.
gonna learn.
We're gonna learn what these things are called.
So this is the Zaanse Molen, which is a windmill museum at Zaanse Schans, which has a lot of windmills.
And this is the largest windmill painting in the world. It's the Mullen Panorama by Frans Mars.
Okay, real talk. The reason we went there were two things. One, I wanted to see the panorama, which is pretty awesome.
It was very cool.
And then two, apparently the second floor had a really banging view of the whole polder. But I'm going to be honest with you. The view of the polder is amazing everywhere. It actually even had a little awning over it, so you really couldn't even get that great of a view. We have to walk back up here.
Oh, okay.
So, I don't know, if you're going to the Windmill Museum just for the view, maybe skip it. But I do think the panorama was worth it. This is a traveling cart that sells stroopwafels and has drawn a pretty ravenous crowd. They're also offering free samples. It is absolute pandemonium here today. I'd like to say get here early, but we got here right when it opened. And I'd like to say go on an off day, but it's Wednesday.
Maybe go on an off season.
Yeah, come in December. Put on a big old coat and come on down to Zaanse Schans.
Might be the most touristy thing we've ever done.
Without a doubt, it's the busiest thing we've ever done.
Yeah, I'm still trying to decide if it's like touristy or not, but it's definitely the busiest.
I'm sorry, what? If it's tourist? The
Like,
most touristy.
The most touristy.
It is touristy.
Yeah, the most touristy.
There's no
Thank
question
you.
of that. All right, this is the cheese experience and shop. I cannot wait to experience cheese. How about you?
I love cheese.
It's not a very big museum. And then you get dumped out here into the cheese shop. Here we are again.
We're at Duivekater, which is a bakery museum and a real bakery too. And we're here for one thing. It's called a Duivekater, and I think it's like a sweetbread from the Zaan region.
You're doing a great job.
Thanks. It smells good in here.
It does smell really good in here.
Here?
Right here. Looks like you ended up having to get a loaf.
It's actually not that big, you know?
I've heard that before.
Here it is. The sign said lemon bread, which I thought was quite interesting. It doesn't look like what I would envision like a lemony bread to look like. It smells very lemony. Oh, but it's like, look, it's got like a dinner roll texture. All right. Cheers. It needs butter. It's interesting because it's like whispers of lemon.
Lemon rind. Lemon peel. Not necessarily like sweet lemon. Thank God for this bread though, because it actually replaced a custom where they would sacrifice a tomcat for protection against the devil and to ensure a prosperous season. After becoming established here, the Roman Catholic Church forbade animal sacrifice, and this practice was replaced with baking loaves of bread in the shape of a cat's body.
Hey, is this where the loafin thing came from? You know when you say cat's loaf?
I think it's the other way. I think when cats loaf, it looks like a bread loaf. It's good bread nonetheless, and obviously we're very glad that we're not eating cat today. I hope that goes without saying. So this is an old spice mill, and it currently is a spice shop, and you can go in. I think it's technically a museum because there's stuff in there that you can go see. And did you know that they started this mill? It started by making snuff.
Oh, really?
And then it transitioned into a life of good, making what?
Zaanse mustard.
Yep.
Which is delicious. Wow. Huh. That's quite the turnaround. That's quite the glow up, you know?
You said it like it was a pun.
No,
But-
it's just a glow up for the windmill.
Okay. So this place is actually kind of cool. It is an antique shop here at the Zaanse Schans, and it's the oldest building at Zaanse Schans.
Are these for sale?
I'm pretty sure you owned a dress that looked exactly like that, and you never wore it.
Okay, well then we can just maybe look at this one instead. Ooh, this one's actually cute. We are at De Hoop op de Zwarte Walvis, which means the hope of the black whale for dinner, maybe lunch. It's kind of an in-between time here.
Menu here is actually pretty, dare I say, eclectic. It's got mustard soup, so come on, I'm gonna get that. I don't know, like you can really get big fish and chips.
You can get ravioli.
2 scoops of ice cream. I'm actually really excited to eat because the food at this place has been remarkably good, considering that we're at like a park.
What is like a park that doesn't have rides, you know? What's that called?
Not yet. Someone's gonna watch this video and they're gonna be like, oh, finally a video where Uncharted can't make any inappropriate jokes, and they're gonna be so disappointed.
I think that's number 3.
I think it's more than 3.
Well, who knows how many will make it into the vlog.
That's true, that's a good point. I do
Let's just
usually cut the really bad
conservatively
ones.
say that's number 3.
Yeah. So we're currently obsessed with this ginger beer. They had it in Vlissingen too, and the funniest thing about it is that I think a lot of places here stock it because it's called Double Dutch, but it is in fact from England. And it's extremely spicy. It does not need the extra ginger, but I'm here for it.
I'm here for it too. This is so good. It like tickles your nose. Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Wait. Are you recording me? All right, let's. Ooh.
Tickles.
Yeah. It really like it gets all up in there. It's so good. Ooh.
All right, Michelle, what'd you think of Zaanse Schans?
It's beautiful. And I mean, we've already mentioned a bunch. No matter where you are in the park, you have an amazing view, whether it's the water or the windmills or like the polders on the other side. It's just really, really busy. So I think Zaanse Schans is definitely touristy. There are tons of tourists here, but it's not a tourist trap. Like the buildings are beautiful. It's really interesting to learn about the history of like the museums, the windmills, everything. So you really like get like bang for your buck here in terms
free.
of, well,
Especially if you have a museum card.
you know what I mean? Like coming here is a great experience.
Okay, hold that thought.
Okay,
The food has
the
arrived.
food has arrived.
What'd you get?
Well, I got the vegan burger.
Oh boy, here we
And-
go. We have fries with Zaanse mayo because when in Rome.
Did you have to ask for it or would it, look, they gave it to me by default. I didn't even ask for it.
It was on the menu. It said fries with Zaanse mayo.
Okay.
And then I got Zaanse mustard soup. Oh, it's probably like coarse mustard.
Yeah, it's mustard seeds.
Oh, it's probably Zaanse mustard.
That's
soup.
what it is.
Yeah, that is what it is. And then I got this like pulled chicken sandwich thing.
I can't tell if you like it or not.
I was starting to get this belief that everything just said it was always the region's mustard soup. But this is actually like, it has really coarse mustard seed in it, which is very different. It's not smooth at all. And it's got like, there's a good bit of nutmeg in this.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It doesn't have the sharp flavor that the Ameland mustard soup had.
Seven plays 9.
Oh, it's real good. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? It's a different texture.
And then do that. And then do 9 and 10.
That's my soup. Quit eating my soup. You got one. You're not supposed to get two bites.
Ooh,
You only get 1 bite.
wow. Yeah, there's definitely nutmeg in there. Like a pretty strong nutmeg flavor.
Okay, to close out our thoughts about Zaanse Schans, I would really like to go back when it's not busy. I'm going to guess like, I don't know, the fall, maybe early in the spring. I want to spend more time in the museums. I want to have a little bit more space to be able to stop and actually like read more about the different things that we're walking past. The sidewalks are just so jam-packed. It's just so hard to stop and take all of it in. That said, none of the restaurants were really that busy today, and they managed it pretty well. The food was excellent at every place that we went to, including like the bakery. It's just really busy. And again, it's Wednesday. It's a Wednesday. We got here at 10.
It's vacation season, you know?
Don't make, so you're saying it's my fault.
Yeah.
I don't think this is Zaanse mayo. Okay, we thought we were about to wrap up the video, but we can't wrap up the video yet because we actually forgot to do something earlier in the video. So we're gonna do that before we close out today.
We're back at the Zaans Museum because we have to see if we can find the foundation stone that we said we would look for earlier. Should we go over here?
When you think the foundation stone would be in the front?
Yeah, but it's all water over there. I think, let's go look in the back.
Okay.
There's a parking lot in the back.
Okay.
I feel like that's very uneventful for it to just be in the parking lot.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's not gonna be anywhere here. I actually don't think we can see the foundation.
Yeah. Nope, you can't. Oh no.
We came all the way back here for nothing. We're really glad that we were finally able to check out Zaanse Schans today. I almost forgot the name of the museum. And I think it was actually, it was definitely worth the trip. It's just, you know, try and come here when there's not a bazillion other people. people here.
Also, if y'all want to see us check out another open air museum, be sure to look at our Arnhem video after this one.
As always, thank y'all so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.
So done!